Libra, the scales that never rest. The peacemaker who lives in conflict. When people talk about the strangest zodiac signs, Libra rarely comes first. Aquarius is eccentric. Scorpio is mysterious. Pisces is dreamy. Leo is dramatic. But Libra? People picture grace and good manners. A perfect smile. A room growing calmer when they arrive. We assume balance lives in them like a still lake. And that's the trap. Because Libra isn't strange simply because they seek balance. Libra is strange because their balance never rests. The scales tilt, shiver, adjust, again and again. Underweights the rest of us don't even notice. They pursue harmony while carrying quiet wars inside their chest. They get called indecisive, superficial, too agreeable. But the truth? Libra is the scales that never rest. A lifelong negotiator between truth and tenderness, self and other, beauty and honesty, love and the loneliness that follows a no. Pause. Think about this. Have you ever watched a Libra smooth a storm for everyone else and wondered who smooths the storm inside them? If you are Libra, whisper Libra, Dui Bin Luan, Kong Fida Ka Vin, Mata and Hung Nuoi Kon Lai Beat. Ko Mot Cheek, Kan Van Dang, Em Tam Ju Tang Bang Kan Fong Nai. 1. The diplomat who fights in secret. Two friends are about to explode at a dinner. Plates rattle. A sentence starts with you always. A Libra steps in. One light joke, Mot Niptho Cham. Mot Ka Ko the Y Kwa Ka La. Bong Dunk and Fong Han Hyatt. People smile again. The evening is saved. But where did the heat go? It didn't vanish. Libra swallowed it. Isn't it strange that the most peaceful person in the room is often the one hosting the war inside? Have you noticed their eyes, scanning faces like a radar, measuring tone, catching micro-silences? Doesn't it make you wonder what it costs to be the thermostat for other people's climates? Inside the court of silence, Libra argues with themselves. If I tell the truth, will this fall apart? If I keep the peace, do I betray myself? If I soften my words, am I kind, or am I a coward? If I sharpen them, am I honest, or am I cruel? They hate conflict. Yet conflict is the air they secretly breathe. Tiny wars over wording, timing, tone. They win them for the room and lose sleep for themselves. Life truth beneath the sign. Peace that demands your self-abandonment isn't peace. It's a beautiful prison. Ask yourself, how many times did you swallow a sentence to keep the room quiet? And what did that silence cost your soul? 2. The lover who fears the quiet. Libra loves love. Duet over solo. Shared playlists, shared mornings, shared decisions. We feels like home. Picture a cafe window. Libra leans in, nodding. Their laugh is a bridge for the other to cross. They listen like water holds a boat. Their partner leaves feeling seen, maybe for the first time. But here's the paradox. In chasing connection, Libra can lose the person connection requires, themselves. Isn't it unsettling that the sign most fluent in partnership sometimes agrees their own voice out of existence? Have you seen a Libra mirror rather than reveal, reflecting your preferences until you cannot find their own? Doesn't it ache to watch them stay in a relationship that has gone silent, just to avoid hearing the silence of an empty room? In the Hall of Mirrors, Libra tries on faces. The witty face, the soft face, the wise face. Everyone loves each reflection. Yet when the lights go out, which face remains? They are experts at duet and terrified of solos. But love that fears aloneness turns companionship into camouflage. Life truth beneath the sign. Love without a self is not union, it's erasure. Ask yourself, do you love because it deepens who you are? Havi noche di koang trong ban kong dam nin? 3. The judge who doubts every verdict. Libra's symbol is the scale. Fairness. Justice. The capacity to see both sides. It's noble and exhausting. They buy a shirt, then return it tomorrow. They accept an invitation, then rehearse reasons to cancel. They choose one door, then spend weeks haunted by the hallway of doors they didn't open. Isn't it strange that the sign built for judgment doesn't trust its own judgments? How many nights have they run simulations in their head, as if life were a courtroom, and regret the prosecutor? Doesn't it make you wonder whether indecision is less about ignorance and more about grief avoidance? Libra's secret terror isn't being wrong. It's the morning that comes with any choice. Every yes is a funeral for 1,000 maybe. Their scales don't just weigh pros and cons. They weigh imagined futures, unchosen lives, people they might disappoint. In the feather on the scale moment, they ask, what is light enough to keep love from tilting? My truth? Their comfort? They reach for a feather, one word softer, one smile longer, one concession more, hoping the scale will finally settle. It doesn't. Life truth beneath the sign. A decision is not a verdict against what you didn't choose. It's a vote for the life you are willing to inhabit. Ask yourself, which door are you avoiding because you don't know how to grieve the hallway? 4. The mirror who craves a face. Libra's social grace is legendary. They can sit with a poet and speak in images, then walk to the next table and speak in numbers with an analyst. People call it charm, often it's fluency. But in the hall of mirrors, fluency becomes a famine. Everyone sees themselves in Libra. No one sees Libra. Isn't it haunting that the mirror forgets its own image? Have you ever asked a Libra, what do you want? And watched their smile glitch? Doesn't it sting to realize they are fluent in your inner weather and illiterate in their own? Mini story. At a birthday dinner, Libra floats from guest to guest, tuning each conversation, adjusting the room's dimmer switch. After midnight, alone in the kitchen, they stare at the cake's last slice and whisper, what flavor is my life? They are exquisite at belonging to others. The deeper initiation is belonging to themselves, choosing a taste not because it pleases the table, but because it sings in their own mouth. Life truth beneath the sign. Reflection without roots becomes emptiness. Ask yourself, name 3 things you want this month that would disappoint someone, and honor them anyway. What happens to your face when you finally stop being a mirror? 5. The beauty that hides a wound. Venus rules Libra. Beauty, proportion, grace. The garden of appearances is their gift. Rooms that breathe, sentences that land softly, relationships that look like a painting from the door. But step closer. Isn't it strange that beauty can be armor? Have you envied a Libra's elegance while missing the tremor in their hands? Doesn't it ache to realize that a perfectly set table can be the last defense against a household falling apart? Mini story. In a home where voices once slammed like doors, a Libra learned that an arranged vase could delay a fight. They grew fluent in symmetry because symmetry postponed explosion. Years later, they're praised for taste. No one sees the origin story. Beauty was how they survived. So they curate. They sand rough edges from a sentence, fold a hurt into neutral tones, make sorrow photogenic so others can bear to look. It works until the cost arrives. If beauty always buffers truth, when does truth get to breathe? Life truth beneath the sign. Aesthetic without honesty is anesthesia. It numbs, it does not heal. Ask yourself, where are you smoothing the surface when the soul needs the earthquake? 3 interludes from the scales. Interlude 1, the minute before yes. Libra, notice the inhale you skip to keep the moment pleasant. What answer would arrive if you let that breath finish? Interlude 2, the 51% rule. Balance doesn't mean 50/50ths every day. What if your life could survive decisions that are only 51% certain, made with kindness, revised with courage? Interlude 3, a small, sacred no. Practice 1 no a day, quiet, unexplained. Not a speech, a boundary. Watch how the scale steadies when your side begins to weigh something. The closing mystery. Libra doesn't try to be strange. They simply refuse to believe that care and truth are enemies. Diplomats who fight in secret. Lovers who fear the quiet. Judges who doubt each verdict. Mirrors asking for a face. Gardeners of beauty, carrying the seed of a wound. Libra is the scales that never rest, tilting toward kindness, tilting toward candor, seeking that impossible still point where love does not require a lie and truth does not require a blade. Maybe that's their deepest secret. Balance isn't an object they possess. It's a devotion they practice. Hourly, imperfectly, bravely. The point is not to freeze the scale. It is to keep choosing while it moves. Pause. Think about this. Have you ever seen a Libra hold a room together with nothing but tone and tenderness? Have you ever realized too late that the peace you enjoyed was balanced on their ribcage? And if you love a Libra, have you asked them lately what they would choose if no one had to applaud? Because every zodiac sign carries a secret. And Libra? Libra carries one of the most fragile, haunting, and necessary secrets of them all. That harmony worthy of our hearts is not the absence of conflict. It is the courage to tell the truth gently and stay.